Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred, together with me, my wife Cup, and we are playing the Season 15, slowly getting there. We spent about 8 hours leveling up our heroes to 70. And then another 20 hours-ish to try to get as much gear as we could. But we still have some way to go, at least for myself. So as you know, this game without the right gear, you can't really do the end content. But it's all about progression because you know, sometimes you have to modify your way around, build your heroes around the gears that you have, and I find it most fun at this stage. And then when end game comes, you may do something differently. So in this video, there are two parts to it. The first part is to talk about how I'm playing my Barbarian right now, and the second part is my wife and I doing some rifting. So in case you want to skip all the talking, I've put time code at the description below the video, so you can just jump straight to it. Now the Barbarian has been really fun for the Season 15. We have the Wrath of the Waste set items once you have completed the first 4 chapters of the season journey, and that's what I've got here. Still improving my way through the ancient kind of journey. So I've got like a helm that's ancient, a pants that's ancient, but that's about it. It's still a way to go, and of course the dam need to be upgraded along the way as well. So you see 220 strength versus 280 strength, the middle one. It's just that as and when I have enough dams, I need to go and upgrade. But then the dams are also used for rolling of the affixes for the ring and so on. So you know, it is all this constraint that normally towards the end game you can't ignore all these things, but it's kind of make you like really work towards a certain goal, which I find it fun. So now, gear wise, I mean, you know, I've got the whole set item that give me the buff to the whirlwind. This is what I'm doing. A little bit unfortunate that my build doesn't use rend. I don't think anybody does because it just doesn't work. And I hope that Blizzard designed set items such a way that you use everything inside set items rather than just a whirlwind. So I feel that half of the set is wasted because of design issue. It is just what it is. So now, you know, if you read Icy Veins or leaderboard, they shape the build in a different way, and I found that you know, by and large, you could follow all those Icy Veins or whatnot to give you the best opportunity in attempting end game. But I found that sometimes you need to modify your way through it, because like for example, if you choose certain build that Icy Veins is using, what kind of difficulties are you having? Is it survivability? Is it lack of DPS? Or is it a little bit of both? And then you need to change some gears, change some passive to make it work the way that you want. All right, just some tips for the you know, someone who is new to the game. Now, the amulet wise, I'm using the Hellfire. I think it's probably a BIS for the Whirlwind Barbarian. I've got the Berserker Rage, which is kind of nice. When I'm near max Fury, I deal more damage. But the downside of it is that the build I'm using doesn't really guarantee me max Fury all the time, especially in the beginning of the dungeon, as well as towards one-on-one with the Guardians. I find it really hard to keep a max Fury. So it's one of those affixes that is really good for clearing the dungeon in general, but not really good at the boss stage. You know, amulet, I mean, sorry, the bracer wise, nothing to shout about here. I wish there was a better one, like even the Nemesis. I would have picked it in a heartbeat, but I just don't have it for whatever reason. I have this one as well, but the range is it's not that great. It's only 4 seconds instead of 6 seconds. Ignore Pain is a very good viability kind of skill. So I'm still farming to get ancient version of this. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac is very interesting. I've got like maybe 6 items drop, all with the same affixes: attack speed, crit chance, and cooldown reduction, as well as a resource reduction, which kind of like crap in a way. I wish there was like strength, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and a socket. I think that would be the ideal situation. But again, I don't know why. It is what it is. But you know, as I spend Fury to do damage, I've shortened the cooldown by 1 second of one of my skill. So sorry, with one of my skills. So it's kind of nice to shorten cooldown like Wrath of the Berserker, which tend to have a really long cooldown anyway. So it is very fundamental to the build. Ring wise, I think Icy Veins would suggest a conversion of element will give you a big boost when the element rotate to the damage type that you're using. So for example, my whirlwind does the physical damage, but I found that the conversion of element does rotate to quite a lot of type, because I think for Barbarian there's like all possible type is there or near about. So it is kind of take a while to rotate back to the one that you really want. But against Guardian, when the fight is a little bit longer, it kind of makes sense. It's kind of nice to see the Guardian kind of like a life suddenly drop for quite a bit during those rotation period. But I found that while it is very good for the end game, I need something right now to help me to survive. So I'm using a Band of Might, which give me a close to 80% of a reduction in damage for 8 seconds when I'm using one of those things like Fury Charge, Grand Storm, or Leap, which I'm using the charge quite a fair bit. I know in the end game people use the Ancient Sphere to grab the mobs around near towards you, and also to spend Fury to proc the cooldown reduction on the Berserker Rage. The Wrath of the Berserker, which I intend to do, but once I can't get the gear to support it, because there's no point in trying to get to the end game if you don't have the gear to support the build that you aspire to use. Now, weapon wise, it's still pretty crap right now. I really want the whole set of the Bukatos off, because it does give me a good generation of Fury, as well as the increasing attack speed when I'm doing Whirlwind. I think this is fundamental to Whirlwind build, but for whatever reason I don't have it. You could try to farm it through the Rift, or you can craft it. I'm going to show you in just a moment about crafting things. Now, another weapon is still very crap because it doesn't have any orange text to it, but it is one of the highest DPS I could get right now. And now, of course, if I use this for my main weapon, I could get a much better DPS. Instead of 800 odd, I can get 900 odd if I do a swap. The reason why I'm not swapping is because of Fury generation. So I picked something called the Weapon Master, which I need to have my Mighty weapon on my main hand in order to benefit 2 Fury per hit. Without it, there are options. Unforgiving is another option, because I could gain 2 Fury per 1 second, and they give me a lot of good viability in terms of Fury generation. Couple that with the Whirlwind Wind Shear will give me the enough Fury to sustain the way that I want. The only downside of it is that without the option of Blood Funnel, my character feel a little bit fragile, especially towards the higher kind of rift. So it's a little bit experiment for me. It makes the game also a little bit more engaging, because now I need to actively managing my Fury, instead of in the past the Fury just handed to me like near max anyway, nothing to worry about. But that's about it. I mean, build wise, very much similar to the Icy Veins, somewhat similar to the leaderboard in the ranking so far, the top ranking so far for this particular set. Like I said, the only difference is that I want to pick a different kind of like charge to give me a little bit more mobility, more fun to play, as well as a different set of like somehow a little bit different set of any kind of like a passive. All right. So, still a lot of opportunity for growth here in terms of the career, in terms of the hero development, and the like I said, I mean, you could craft weapons. Like for example, I can craft a mighty weapon, which I'm going to do it right now, here, and that's the easy part. And then after that, you could try to do an upgrade in the cube here, which I'm trying to see. I'm still trying, man. It's like just not happening for me for whatever reason. So no, so it's kind of crap as well. But you could see whether it is I think nope, it is actually not as good. So anyway, I don't use the ancient hammer of the ancient. So I mean, as you can see, the still quite a lot of things I need to watch out for, right? So So that is part 1 of the video, and part 2 I'm going to do a rift together with my wife who played the monk now, but then I mean she's still gearing up, so she's still feeling a little bit fragile. I'll try to watch out for her health by whirlwinding around her, but we'll just do our best here. So initial part, just go in, then ignore pain, just generate my fury, get the berserker, Wrath of the Berserker going, and just in general keep making sure that my buff is up. This is rather painful, a little bit of like so yep, that's done. Okay, I mean when I need to just do a cry, I get my fury now near mass, and it's nice. I mean all this mob density is like good news to my music to my ear, because I need those for the fury generation. Also need to keep watch out for the cooldown. Sorry, the oh wow, hang on. So channeling is the part whereby you could just keep popping all your ultimates if you have your build kind of like warrant that. So for those who are new to Barbarian, just a couple of things here. The icon here, the second one here is the Bane of the Powerful. That is from the Legendary Gem, as in when I kill an elite, it will give me a buff of a very good buff against other, to just give me more power kind of thing, make me more powerful, to be honest. Nope, not this way, dead end. So you can see that it's very mobile, and this is the part when I pop the Band of the Mighty, when I do a Fury charge. Oops. When I do a Fury charge, then I have an 80% reduction of damage. So basically I just have to keep that going, making sure that I've got the damage reduction there, and this pops out this cooldown as well. The third one is the Rampage. As I kill enemy, the 25 stat of it just makes me more powerful. So yep, that's the thing. But just that when you are doing Guardian one-on-one, you probably will lose that buff as well. And the last one is from the Taguk, which is the Legendary Gem. The Legendary Gem that I have that would make my channel skill more powerful. That's about it. Now of course the fall off is this one here, like I don't know what is it, like a Tai Chi kind of thing. Okay, speed buff, and things just move very fast, and I love it. Just make sure that the cries are all out, and the so now as you can see, the Rampage is not there because there's no mob that dies. Elite tends be a little bit tougher. The ice is there, just make sure that you don't get iced. Okay, done. Nothing here. I mean, some mobs are more a pain to kill. Some of these with the shielding, maybe. Affixes. It is not one of the most pleasant map, by the way. It doesn't really have a lot of mobs, unlike some others. But I guess that's it is what it is. Some maps are different from the other, make it a little bit more varied each experience. Yeah, that's all I can say. Because otherwise, every map is the same. Then you kind of like, you don't feel that there's any variation in terms of what you do. Powerful is good. Wow. Whoa, wow. That was I mean, the monk DPS is really good. I think there's a good potential. The build that my wife is using is one of the top build of the Icy Veins. So that naturally will give her a lot of options when it comes to later on. Wow, just make sure that I don't touch that explosion. Yeah, 15 stat of rampage, dropping off soon. You kill off something small to keep the refresh on. 16. Stat. I mean, these are things that you observe as you play the Barbarian. It's a lot more engaging now. Previously it was a little bit too lazy for me. Now I need to maintain the Fury as well. At least near max when I get the buff. Bane of the Powerful is dropping off soon, so we need to find an elite somewhere. 97%. Wow, I'm a bit worried that... I think the Guardian should be coming up really soon, so I'm going to save this for my Guardian or not. Maybe I'll save the Pirate for the Guardian. If I kill off this guy, I'll have the... wow. Let's just get the Bane of Powerful. Okay, Bane of Powerful buff. Now I'm going to zap this guy up and pop all the ultimates I have. This one should go off pretty fast, and I hope... you know, as you can see, the Fury is dropping down quite a fair bit because it's just not enough mobs to do a Fury with. The only Fury generator is from the Fury charge, as well as the Warcry, as well as the passive on the hit with the mighty weapon. Alright, so now that is it, and I'm going to do another one perhaps for this video, just give you a variation, a different kind of map kind of thing. Maybe I jump to another act to see. So now I'm using the Bane of the Powerful, the Taogok, as well as the Bane of the Stricken. I think the Pain Enhancer is probably what is best for my build, but I need to swap that out with the Bane of the Powerful as time goes by. I think that would be it. And let me just go back to all the admin stuff, like the just hoping to get some good gear, which I don't see any of the weapon thingy. I'm still farming for the weapons, so I'm not quite sure. We'll see how it goes. Let's see here. So sometimes we do a 4 minute, sometimes we do a 6 minute, depends on the mob type out there. I don't know whether the axe will kind of like change the way that it go or not. I think it's just superstitious, but we do change the axe sometimes to see whether there's a better kind of like map choice. And no, I don't have anything here. Still a long way to go in terms of the gearing kind of thing. I think when you depends on what kind of class you play. I'm thinking, you know, if you're not grouping in an environment like, you know, some I know would do a public game and to spend a lot of time just like grouping with the strangers or, you know, new friends, I would say, out there. Which kind of give you a much better experience kind of you know, gear option, because you can do a lot more with a big team. But we don't do that, so it's probably around 40 hours that we get some really good gear for the hero. So I think we still have about 10 more hours to go. Are you ready? Okay, so we'll do another one here, one last one for you guys. I still want to do T13 because I'm upgrading the dam. No point to like strain ourselves into something too difficult. So I'm just collecting Fury as time goes by. I think this map could be a bit hard for my wife because of the mob are firing a lot of like range fire. It's kind of bad for my wife, but you know, I hope she's fine. Let's see. There are 2 elite pet here, a few more here. I'm trying to just grab them up in the same place. Whoa. So just make sure my wife is okay. Yeah, this is a nice map because I could actually do a lot of like a whirlwind across. Trying to front all these mobs if I can, so that my wife will have a safe passageway. So yeah, and I think this is a nice map. I quite like it. Like ice there, just be careful. So again, a lot of range. Range is always quite harmful. I don't know why this game is designed to be that way. Okay, dead end here. Let's just round the corner. Everything okay? Okay. Just okay, this is the power. So it makes myself more powerful, and the. I mean, you know, I like this build. The mobility is there, although it's not really any top build and so on. But I think it's more for just enjoying myself. Trying to see how far I can push this this build. Or is there an elite there? No more. There's no more, is it? So I mean, you know, there's a little bit of micromanagement in terms of the fury, but nothing too impossible.
The ancients smile on me. The ancients have blessed me.
Yeah, so the ancient has blessed me. Just you know, just make sure that I got the. So now it's shielded, so I can ignore some of this. So what I'm trying to say is that I need to make sure that I've got the war cry on. It's called war cry, right? The war cry as well as the battle rage on, because these are pretty important stuff. The war cry I use it a lot because of the fact that I need to generate my fury, but the battle one is the one that I often forget. You guys follow me before. I think last season when I play a wizard, sometimes I forget to buff myself. Yeah. So still shielded. Nothing too drastic here. Just keep hitting enemy, and then I'll have the cooldown reset. Not a lot of enemy though. Okay, shield falls off, so you just need to pop whatever I need to pop. Alright, that's done. Nice and easy. So ignore pain and the just elite here. So I've engaged something. It's a tight corridor again. So not a lot of mobs here though. So a lot of like mobility, I love it. The build, this build is very enjoyable. It may not be the best build for endgame, but it's nevertheless very enjoyable. Oh, I don't know what happened to my wife. Must be the thing that zapped her. Okay, wonderful. I've got the okay, so this is the Skeleton King. So one-on-one, just need to make sure that the fury is there. So nice, a lot of like loose mob, and it helped me with my fury generation, I would say. Yeah, I got jailed. Done. So that's nice. Not the fastest record, but well, I got too much. Oh, so let me go back and the and to just offload some gear, because I've got too much bloodshot. So I hope you kind of get the idea of how how our journey so far. Just an update for the friends. You know, some of you may be wondering where I am so far in this journey. So I'm still very much enjoying myself playing all this like Barbarian, which is much enjoyable than I initially thought. So thanks for the recommendation, and stay tuned, and good luck to your season 15. Bye.